He was in the world, and though the world was made through him, the world didn't recognize him. Starting with the text, he was in the world, the question arises, who is he? He over here is Jesus Christ, and he has taken this form in order to fulfill God's promise. His promise is to bring as many souls he can command and bring them back to their eternal home where God their beloved is present. Now we need to realize in order to do this some conditions are needed to be fulfilled by we humans. Now these conditions are that, first and foremost, you need to become good human beings. So now what do we need to do in order to become a good human beings? Now trust me about, this is a very hard condition to follow because you will need to make sacrifices. Firstly, we need to see to it that we eat vegan food, and why is that, you will ask? Then the answer is, because we and everything living in this world has been created by God. They have a soul inside, and no matter how small they feel fear, pain both when death is upon them, right? So if we dare to do this to anybody, you need to remember that God is seeing everything. With time you will have to pay the price for doing this action. Now still some of you will say, we are not the ones killing it, so there should be no karma to pay. Now I am giving one example in order to make a point. Okay, what is according to you the difference between a person who has a pet and he loves his pet like a family member, and despite so that person also still eats non-veg? Now, I don't want to talk too harshly, so I will leave this decision to your capability. If you want to make such a change, then pray to God for strength and try taking small steps in this direction. This kind of step cannot be taken in a day or two, so be patient, and you are allowed to fall. But then see to it that instead of asking for forgiveness, you don't make the same mistake twice. So now another mistake we humans do is becoming some sort of an addict. Now these people who drink, smoke, drugs, and even lustful habits. Now for people like these who do these kinds of things, I feel real pity for them, because no person, despite knowing that these things are bad for you, they still end up doing these activities. Now most people who drink and smoke, or even other problems, they are either in lots of tension or stress, or maybe they had a heartbreak or divorce which sort of devastated them, and so they end up taking on these bad habits. In order to alleviate their pain, I know that it is basically impossible for them to say no to these habits. Now if you still want to make this bold attempt of correcting these mistakes, then congratulations, you have courage inside of you, because this decision is a very hard decision to take, so follow the same rules from the above. Seek help from your family and loved ones. Leave those people who take you back to these habits. Last effort is to stay strong. Believe that you can win, as even God is with you in this battle. Now going back to the text, and though the world was made through him, this text is telling that word which is God's ultimate power. When he sent his Son Jesus down to this earth, he gave him this power to use. Now you will ask, who will Jesus use this power on? Actually, this power is sort of like food for our soul, and with its help our soul will regain its light. Another use of this, that we as humans don't know this, but we have a bundle made out of karma which is boundless in nature, and we as humans can never rid of these karmas on our own. And so we will need to have the helping hand of Jesus Christ or other saints who are present in their respective times. The interpretation of this text is, "And though the world was made through him." Word created everything, and after creating it, a soul was kept inside. So basically, He created everything and is also present in everything. Going further, the text says, the world didn't recognize Him. Now sometimes in religious scriptures saints call we humans as blind, ignorant and foolish people, and why is that? Because even if a saint like Jesus stood in front of you, will not be able to recognize Him, which means in His eyes we people are blind, as not only can we not recognize Him, and we cannot even see our very own Almighty God. As for ignorant, because God on its own is very vast, He cannot be studied or described, so we will not be able to understand it with our brain. This is where heart comes, as when you love and trust somebody, they will see to it that they take care of you in everything. Now if you have this love and trust in God, He will do the very same thing by letting you meet His Son, and His Son will see to it that you reach your eternal home.